When one year ends and a new one begins, it's not about the year ending and starting, it's about you.
Important. I just feel like, especially headed into a new year, growth is everything. And if you're not growing, you might feel that disconnect between yourself and your true self and that happiest self.
A lot can happen in a year. What you choose to do with it is up to you. Society has done a really good job at marketing new year, new you energy. But what if there's something better? What if you don't need to be a new you, but just start being who you truly are? Because I believe you know who you are and you know your desires, goals, and dreams. You just have not yet given yourself permission to simply be you. So, for this year and beyond, I invite you to give yourself permission to create your fabulous life and find joy in the process of your becoming. Hello, fabulous friends. Jess here, and I'm just hanging out at this park that I used to hang out as a kid a long, long time ago, waiting for my dad. He's getting a haircut right now, and I am just chilling at the park and filling out my daily grind planner and just reflecting on what's been going on lately. A lot of stuff has been going on lately. It's the first week of 2026, so a lot of action packed. Going back to work, was off for 2 weeks because I work for a school here in Arizona, so we had winter break off. So getting back to the swing of things and routines and everything like that. So I've kind of been in the process of transition, just like all of us at the beginning of the year, which is super exciting. And also, what I really want to do currently is share how I use the Daily Grind Planner. The Daily Grind Planner for me has been a true game changer in my life, especially helping me create fabulous days. That is a thing I like to say a lot, is have a fabulous day or create a fabulous day. And the Daily Grind Planner is a big contributing factor as to how I plan out my days. It's super convenient and easy to do every single day, and it's actually one of the highlights that I really like to do. And currently, since I am in the swing of things, this week has kind of been inconsistent in my routines and everything like that, which is fine because you're not going to always have a spectacular week where you get everything absolutely done. But this also sometimes reminds me, okay, since I'm kind of off routine, is it now time to establish a new routine? And a big indicator for me when I need to do that is when I am off task and not very consistent with my planner. So I am going to be using this time to really figure out, okay, I'm at this certain point. This is where I want to be. So how do I get there type of situation? And for me, my routine, and especially my daily routine, is a big factor in how I get things done and how I accomplish my 10 goals for the month, and also all the projects and responsibilities that I have. So when my routines are solid, pretty much everything else runs on autopilot. So that's what I'm going to be doing right now, is really figuring out, okay, how do I want my routines to be so we can create a fabulous life. I just started filling out my planner. Typically, I fill my planner out the night before, because when I wake up the next day, like, the day is already off and running, and I don't want to be filling this out the same day. So I like planning my days the day before. So typically I do that right before I go to bed, and then I already know what my day looks like when I wake up in the morning. But since, like I said, my routine's kind of off right now, I am doing it right now. So we'll do this together. how I like to set it up, there's a lot of different ways people like to set it up, but currently how I'm setting it up is part of your 10 goals, you have your 10 categories of life. So I have them listed out in the order of importance to me. So like for instance, health is at the top, because for me, if you're not healthy, nothing else can be done, because your health is like basically the driving force of you able to move around, be mobile, and be active and do the things that you have to do. And then from there it goes all the way down. So typically in this area, I like to keep the categories as listed here, because then I know exactly, okay, this is the category I'm working on. Other people like to title their goals for the month, which is cool too, and I did that at the beginning, but after a while I was like, oh, I came up with such a cool name, but I didn't even know what category it was for sometimes. So then I just switched back to doing the categories like this, which has been really easy and really nice for me, because after a while, since I write it out every single day, I kind of have memorized the order. And I would say definitely do the order that works best for you. For me, it's just order of importance, or you could just write it down however you want. I do recommend keeping it in order, because as you flip through your pages, sometimes you'll be rewriting things because you didn't knock them out that day. And for me, it's just easier to look at it where it's like in the same spot, if that makes sense. So after that, here in this section in the middle, that's where I'm going to be placing my top 10 to-dos of the day. You don't do all 10, like majority of the time I only knock out my top 3 movers of the day, but typically on the weekends when I have more time, I can knock down a lot more tasks. But this is where I list out the small micro things that need to get done in order to accomplish the big goal. And then obviously we have the check boxes, did you do it, or I'll do it later. And then here in this section where it says today's self-care to feel amazing, I will. What I like to do right there is basically put my rising routine. So I don't like to call my morning routine a morning routine. I like to call it a rising routine, because it's kind of like I'm rising for the day. And it's kind of giving like a more positive feel for waking up in the morning. So I like to call it a rising routine. So moving forward, that's what we're going to be calling it. So that's where I like to put that, so that I can just check them off as they get done. And then where it says remember to, I like to put my resting routine. So I like to call my nighttime routine my resting routine, because it's like I'm resting for the day. And I think it's just a different and cooler way of just doing things. Then right here where it says grateful and excited for, I started doing this, I believe, in October or November, where I'll split it in half. I'll actually show you in a different page where I filled out. Okay, perfect. So here on Wednesday of January 7th, how I did it, hopefully you guys can see this, I split it in half. So these boxes are pretty big, so what I like to do is I'll split them in half, and then I'll do I am grateful for today. So that's what I wrote for that day. I'm grateful for today. I think that day was just like an overall grateful day, so that's what I put that I was grateful for. And then the second line I'll put I'm excited for, and then it was my call with the Arizona taxes. So that was the topic that I needed to get done with. So I was excited to talk to somebody about it, because one of my goals this year, part of finances, is really understanding taxes and how they work, so I can actually have the system work for me instead of the other way around. And then for the second part where it says biggest win of the day, that's exactly what it says, the biggest win of the day. But how I split it up is where the top part is where I say what my biggest win. So what I wrote down is I got my top 3 done today, so that's the top 3 movers of the day. And then the second part is I desire. So I'm in a women's group community called the Muse Community with Dr. Amanda Hansen. And one of the topics of last year of 2025, we talked about desires and how women need to really tap more into their desires. So I was like, well, why don't I just start daily writing what I desire? Because since doing that, since I think October, November, I've gotten really clear on my vision and what my goals should be when I've been writing out my desires. Like, the desires to me is a simple thing as, oh, I desire to get a new sticker today, or something really big, oh, I desire to get a new car. Like, anything can go right there. But for me, for what I wrote on here is I desire to learn more about money and run a business. So that's what I wrote down. I think it was kind of in correlation of talking with the Arizona tax department. So it was kind of like in that mindset. But that's how I typically fill that part out. And I really like how that setup has been. And I think having success with this planner looks different for everybody, and over time, definitely, I've evolved in different things. Like, I worked on things that I no longer do now because they didn't work for me. So as I grow, I feel like your planner should grow as well, and that's definitely represents my daily grind planner. Like, this thing has had a constant evolution of and a reflection of myself, so it's been pretty cool. So what we'll be doing is filling this out, and then I guess moving on from there. I think what I want to really capture for you guys is showing my definition of creating a fabulous life, because that's what I desire for other people, for them to define what a fabulous life is, because that really looks different for everyone. So this is just me really sharing how I'm choosing to create my fabulous life, how I choose to use my daily grind planner, and giving you tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, so then we can all grow together. I like that. I think that's good. Yeah. All right. So this is why I don't like filling it out when my day has already started. But we're doing it how we're doing it today. So here's how I've filled it out so far. So like I said, here I'll put a line and then I'll fill that out at night. And then most of this stuff I've already done. And I kind of have mixed up this routine, so I need to rewrite my rising routine so then I can put it in my planner. But just know I've already done my rising routine for today, and then my resting routine has changed as well, so that's why I didn't utilize this space for today to do it. But hopefully in this upcoming week, this thing will kind of be all the way filled out. And I actually want to show you what I'm fully talking about, so you're like, girl, like what are you talking about? So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this is exactly what I'm talking about in pertaining to the pictures being fully out. So you see how I have my rising routine right there, and then my resting routine right here where it says remember to. So this is kind of like a template that I like to do at the beginning of the month, just for some inspiration. And then also I've done it for December as well. So this was the last one that I've done, but I need to do it for January. So pretty cool stuff. So if you made it this far, I really appreciate you. As you can tell, I'm a new to this whole vlogging type style thing. I am really still trying to define and understand exactly what I want to share, but I know my overall mission is to definitely share how I'm creating a fabulous life and how I'm using my daily grind planner to hopefully inspire other people to either get into the daily grind planner or continue to use the planner that they haven't consistently used. But with that being said, thank you for watching. Keep creating a fabulous life. I'll see you guys later.